turn it over to Craig.
Yeah, we had a couple of, and I can get a hold of you guys to get some of these questions, but we kind of went back and forth a little bit. We had some state statistics and some Ravalli County statistics, and I'm to kind of make sure I grasped the right ones.
Sure.
You said 72 wolves were harvested in 2009. That's statewide.
Statewide.
Okay. For the hunt, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then we did talk about as part of the USDA Wildlife Services, how many wolves in Ravalli County have been captured, and we had 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, there were 16, 5, 12, 4, 13. That was all within the Bitterroot in those 5 years, is that correct? That wasn't a statewide number.
Yeah, I can go back to that. Yeah.
And you didn't, and I did see a slide on generally on the wolf population statewide, but I didn't see, and of course I can ask you this, but you did, I don't think you talked about the wolf population in Ravalli County singularly. And my question would be, to kind of tell you why I'm asking those questions, I'm trying to figure out within Ravalli County, the wolf population numbers every year, have they been static or have they been growing?
Yeah, they have been growing, so let me go back to that.
I did have a number that said 80 wolves in Ravalli County, but I didn't remember sort of a progression of over the years, a trend, I guess I'm trying to ask.
There, so that shows growth. Number of packs in blue and the number of wolves. This isn't just for Ravalli County, this includes part of Missoula County, so it's the Bitterroot watershed.
So, and I guess here's the question is, those 72 wolves that were harvested in 2009, how many of them were in Ravalli County? Do you know?
We do know. I'd have to look that up, but I can get back to you on that.
Yeah, roughly 10 or 15 or something. Is that about right?
Okay, I think it was 9 in the county.
9 or 10. Okay. All right. Just trying to get an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. Sure.
Other comments? Liz, when you were talking about the numbers earlier, how you come up with numbers that you sent to U.S. Fish and Wildlife, you said that they were from your department's data only. So is that would be sightings, and that only your fellow officers see on the ground? They would not include sightings from the general public, hunting public?
Well, we use those sightings a lot to follow up and confirm numbers of wolves in those areas. But yeah, we're the ones going out, getting the collars out so we can count those packs and get accurate counts. A lot of times the public's undercounting the number of wolves sometimes in these packs too, because they might only see 2 or 3. And so we're trying to get complete counts of packs. But we use that to follow up, but we're using our data, as you're asking, to come up with those numbers. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Liz. Appreciate the information.
Oh, sorry. That's great.
I guess, Liz, it just did occur to me, so before we get started, the other question that kind of jumped to mind was, you noted that in 2004, we went from the federal agency counting to the state agency counting, and we had the ability to count more. That's the difference in the numbers, because we had that many more people counting on the ground. It looks like there was something like an 80% change from one year to the next because of more accurate counting.
Yeah, it took a big, I can't remember the exact percentage,
Sure,
but it took a pretty
bunch,
big jump there. I mean, the Fish and Wildlife Service only had, I think, 2 full-time people working at that time, so they were getting maxed out.
Right.
We came in with 6.
It makes me think of a discussion we had the last couple of weeks where for example, if you have more sheriffs, you talk about the number of tickets that are written, well, if you have more sheriffs on the road, you're gonna write more tickets because you're gonna see more, kind of thing.
Right.
So, but at some point, there's a point of diminishing returns. Not everybody's committing a crime they just haven't been caught for, right?
Yeah.
So I guess, is that where we feel like we're at? Do you feel like the state agency's ability to count right now is sufficient to accurately reflect the numbers?
I think so. I think we've gotten closer. I mean, it has gotten a little harder in the last couple of years, especially in northwest Montana. So I will say that it's, keeping up with it has been harder. That's why we've really, really been emphasizing public reports, because that saves us a lot of time. And so it's a different effort, getting the word out and talking to people too, so that we can, what we used to be able to do, just scouting around is different, what we can accomplish with public reports now.
Okay, all right, Craig, I didn't mean to jump
That's
off.
just, actually.
So we have a relevant question here.
I do. Liz, if the numbers that you're reporting are the minimum numbers, what do you think the maximum numbers are? Inver Valley County, the minimum number 80 wolves, 14 packs. What do you think the maximum numbers are?
I think it's somewhere between 80 to 100. I think it's around 100 is more realistic. What we've found, and we've been looking at this pretty closely, is what an average pack size is. It's much easier to document numbers of packs than it is numbers of wolves in those packs, because you really need collars to get good counts. But we found that really an average pack size is about 7, and so if we have about 14 packs of wolves, they're all about 7. That comes out to around 100.
Are you also
So-
modeling that, there's a pack here, there's a pack here, there's a pack here, there's a big area here that doesn't have a pack that probably does, but you just don't know about it? Are you taking that into account as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly, that can bump that up.
So these
Obviously,
are just the
too.
14 packs that you know of.
Yeah.
And there could be additional packs in areas that you don't know of.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's dynamic too, because if you look at a place that's discrete like the Bitterroot, well, some of those packs go outside the Bitterroot. Some go into Big Hole, some go into Idaho, and there's certainly, we get the opposite too. We might get some Idaho wolves that come into the Bitterroot, at certain times. And so in terms of impact on game, for example, that is spread out. One pack may be impacting Big Hole game as well as Bitterroot or Idaho, going back and forth that way. So it's not just discrete to the valley. So I guess what I'm saying is there's certainly probably other packs that are coming in, and our packs are going out. We might be missing, and certainly I admit that we may be missing,
What
some
I'm
packs.
asking is, you know the territory of the pack, you know the area of the valley, are we saturated with packs? Is there a pack every place there should or could be?
Right now, it appears to be pretty filled in.
Liz, could I ask
Hey,
one?
Craig,
Sorry.
let's go to Craig. We have questions, we're gonna have to put them off to the end, okay?